coming back to the center, and then sitting down to our chair. Taking our hands on our thighs, rounding our spine and opening up to standing cat stretch. Inhale, lifting our arms all the way back up to the sky. And then walking our eyes between our thumbs and leaning our body back, really engaging the abdominals, stretching the front part of the body, and then sitting back down into chair pose. Coming back up to standing in preparation for establishing a firm foundation in a common yoga pose called Tadasana, or mountain pose. Working from the ground up, establishing a firm foundation to begin. Standing hips distance apart, which can be achieved one of two ways. The first is by utilizing our Jade Yoga block to measure this distance. We can take our block and move it between the feet, keeping our feet parallel and noticing that our feet are about hip distance apart from this position. The second way, as we move our block out of the way, we can take our index fingers and place them on our ASIS, which is that bony part of your hip, which is called anterior superior iliac spine. We can bring our thumbs to our rib cage. This shows our hip placement, which is important in poses like Warrior One, which we'll be doing later. From here, taking our hands down by our sides, opening them up. This hip placement is important in poses like Warrior One, which we'll be doing later. Distributing the weight equally on our feet, moving back and forth. Contracting our quads, which lifts our kneecaps, and then zipping up from our navel to our sternum, relieving sciatica. Arms are in anatomical position with our shoulders down and rounded, stacking our joints, feeling an equal lengthening between the front and the back of the body. Closing our eyes for a moment.
Just start from closing our eyes for a moment.
Yes. Closing our eyes for a moment, maintaining our equal ratio breathing and checking in to notice how we're feeling right now. Reminding ourselves that throughout today's practice, that we are allowing our yoga practice to be adapted to us, not us to yoga.
Rolling camera, 1, 2, start.
I'm not sure where to start from, because
Okay, start.
Where did we end?
Start them in hands and knees.
And grab the block. There.
Hands and knees, grab the block.
Okay.
And measure. Start from there.
Yeah, just like
Okay.
that.
There you go.
Pose first and then grab the block.
Okay.
Sinking our hips back to extended child's pose. We want our hands or our thumbs about 2 to 3 inches apart, so we can use our block to measure this. Taking our block right between our thumbs and measuring so that we're 2 to 3 inches apart. And then taking our blocks and setting them back. This next movement will help us to gather upper body strength, most notably in the tricep muscles. It will also work on giving us a stable core and a strong back. Coming up to a kneeling plank position. Checking our alignment so that our hips are farther ahead and straightening out our backs here. So lift your hips up. Without sinking in the core region, we're lowering our torso down halfway to our mat, tucking our elbows into our rib cage, holding for 1, 2, 3, 4, lifting up, pressing back and sinking our hips. Repeating this 3 more times. Are you ready? Coming forward to a kneeling plank position, lowering down halfway to our mat, holding for 1, 2, 3, 4, pushing back up and sinking our hips back. 2 more times. Ready? Come forward, kneeling plank, lower halfway down, hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Push up and sink back. 1 last time. Coming forward, kneeling plank, tuck the elbows in, come down halfway and hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly come up and release back. Relaxing our elbows down on our mat, bringing our wrists up, and then doing range of motion for the wrists. In this next pose,